As attention turns towards the midterm elections, one of the places that has Democrats salivating is Pennsylvania, especially after a politically earth-shattering decision from the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. The court ruled that the state's highly gerrymandered congressional districts clearly and plainly and palpably violate the Pennsylvania Constitution. Now, keep in mind, this is a state which went narrowly for Trump in 2016, but which more often goes Democratic statewide. So to be fair, let's say it's a 50-50 state, a swing state. And yet here's the thing, 13 of the state's 18 congressional districts went to Republicans in 2016. That's 13 Republican, 5 Democratic, a Republican advantage that is completely out of whack in a swing state. So the Pennsylvania Supreme Court ordered the legislature to draw a nonpartisan map. But anticipating that the Republican-controlled legislature, the Democratic governor, might fail to agree, the court said essentially, if you don't do it in 3 weeks, we will do it ourselves. Pennsylvania party leaders began closed-door talks to redraw the districts, but the state's Republican leaders appealed the decision of the U.S. Supreme Court, claiming the state Supreme Court order intrudes on their legislative turf. The U.S. Supreme Court has not yet decided whether to take the case. And then on January 26th, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court issued an additional order requesting data from the legislature. Things like, quote, current boundaries of all Pennsylvania municipalities and precincts. And the response of the Republican leader, that would be Senate President Joe Scarnati, was to flatly refuse to comply, claiming that both orders from the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, the Supreme Court of the state that he's in, that they were unconstitutional under the U.S. Constitution. Senator Scarnati is legally bound to comply, even while he waits for a decision from his appeal from the U.S. Supreme Court. And if he continues to refuse, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court could hold him in contempt of court and even put him in jail. Now, that kind of flagrant lawlessness, it appears to be something of a pattern right now with the Republican Party, which is currently engaged in a full frontal attack on various institutions across the country and all levels of government, various institutions of justice that don't suit its ends. Like, for instance, what House Intel Chairman Devin Nunes is doing right now with his memo. We'll take a deeper look at exactly what he's up to and why next.